to assess what are the changes happening during the storage of particular medicine, the specific drug. So the purification process also continues on my team. And then the key words under representative for example, is the body of children after the preparation, they sometimes consider it. So something happened there, so we have process that also really helps to protect the drug or detoxify the drug. So we are focusing on that area also to do the restoration of that means the purification process also function. So we have to focus on research in a moment to explore science-related tests. Based on the studies, technical of purification to remove impurities to reduce toxicity, enhance the potency of the drug, and also to transform from non-edible and non-homogeneous material to edible and beneficial homogeneous material. Elimination of the therapeutic qualities to improve the innate and powerful changes from the geochemical changes for further application or benefits of the drug. And even also reduce the toxicity. So the purification process. I conclude the purification process is the first stage of heat of cleansing before going to the medicine. Purification plays a vital role in efficacy and safety of the drug. The Viram and then the Viram purification process or studied by modern scholars on the project, and then the Gandan was studied by some of their modern researchers earlier on the project. So many evidences I showed here are done by our faculties and myself and then my students and the project. Thank you. Thank you. We shall start our next session. I kindly invite Dr. V. Manjana. For the next session on the topic of preclinical safety studies of siddha animal formulation. Treatment with herbal uses by various doses, such as drinking. Forms of foundation, the மாத்திரை எழுதி ரசாயனம் மூலப்பொருள் புனைகளை பருவம் செந்தூரம் சுண்ணம் then external medicine function that கல்வி the benefits of the last they are minimal dosage prevent they are helpful safely various elements and long shelf life reduce the inflammation, detoxify the body, improve the digestion, support nervous system and also the cardiac activity. So that is the hormonal formulations are very important to also the safety states. These are the preclinical safety studies. The preclinical studies are usual for evaluating the toxicity and safety profile of drugs before they proceed to clinical trials. The essential preclinical studies include totally the in vitro, these are the safety studies comes under the preclinical studies. They are in vitro toxicity studies and then the in vivo studies. And then pharmacological, pharmacokinetic and ADU studies, organospecific toxicity studies, immunotoxicity and the safety pharmacological studies. Whenever we do the drug research, the first preliminary one is to do the safety. But this is a new not only for the new drug. This is the essential one to also the hormonal conflict. Why we are doing the reverse means we are very well known about the effect of the hormonal conflict. But we don't know about the toxic effect of the or side effect of hormonal conflict. That's why we are doing the preclinical safety studies on this. So that's why we are asking the preclinical studies and hormonal conflict. In vitro toxicity study includes the cytotoxicity assays and genotoxicity and metabolic stability and enzyme reaction study. In this, only the cell lines are used to process the toxicity of any one. In cytotoxicity assays, they use to process the cell viability and toxicity of the culture cell. Why the cytotoxicity study is important? The cytotoxicity assays are used to assess the antioxidant property of the somatic drugs, but in the toxicology, we use the cyclic any drug to use the prolonged use or the free use to treat any challengeable diseases that purpose the loss of the cytotoxicity of particular. So many hormonal formulations in the also in minerals, preparations and material based products that purpose the loss of the cytotoxicity in vitro. And then the genotoxicity test to evaluate the DNA damage or use the prolonged usage of the certain drugs within a constant produce the DNA that purpose the in vitro cell analysis in person and then the metabolic stability and enzyme reaction studies. These are assess drug metabolism and interactions with enzymes like why the enzyme interaction study or what the toxicity happens in the enzyme interaction with protein. So many enzymes are biological importance in our system. So that are infused and then we are so many reactions and then actually normal physiology of our human beings. That purpose we ask us the enzyme and then also we are targeted therapy is the targeted therapy and then the targeted action of the particular drug and then the binding of the particular drug. That purpose we have the enzyme reaction or enzyme toxicity. This is the formation. Human animal toxicity studies. These are the human animal toxicity studies. In acute toxicity, subacute toxicity, and chronic toxicity. Those means finding studies, carcinogenicity studies, and reproductive and developmental toxicity studies. The acute toxicity study helps to also the efficacy of particular drugs, hormonal formulations, the efficacy over what is the necessary dose to further move on the studies of pharmacological evaluation of particular drug. That purpose we also start to toxicity. And then the subacute toxicity study assess toxicity over repeated dosing for acute disease that means usually 28 days or and then the chronic toxicity long-term effects of the particular drug is evaluated to the long-term toxicity 1 year or more. Then the dose range finding study, it helps to identify the particular dose. This dose is safe or which dose is causing the toxic effect that assessed through the dose-dependent toxicity studies. And then the carcinogenicity studies detect potential cancer-causing effect. So many hormonal formulation contains the phosphates, so that purpose arsenic and arsenical compounds, they are naturally causing carcinogenic effect. That purpose we have to assess the carcinogenicity studies to assess the toxicity of part of medicines, especially herbal minerals. And then the reproductive and developmental toxicity study assesses drug impact on fertility, pregnancy, and fetal development. So many herbal mineral formulations we are using in the pregnancy condition also. So maybe produce any toxicity, that's very important. This is the other part of the process the toxicity to repel JE, the medicine cause genetic toxicity or not. Pharmacokinetics and ADME studies. These studies are used to assess the absorption, how the drug is taken up into the bloodstream, and how the drug spreads to different tissues, how the drug is broken down mainly by the liver, metabolism, and then the excretion, bioavailability, and the half-life of the drugs. That means how much of the drug remains active in the body over time, that is assessed through the bioavailability. Then the organ-specific toxicity studies, hepatotoxicity to help to assess the toxicity, the drug induced the toxicity in the liver, and then the nephrotoxicity, the toxicity of kidney, and then to profile the neurotoxicity, the effect of drug on the nervous system, and then the cardiac toxicity part, and then the tissue prolongation studies used to assess the organ-specific toxicity studies of abdominal formulation. Immunotoxicity studies assess effects on immune system functions, hypersensitivity, and potential autoimmune reactions, because the suppression of immunity is also one of the major impact to ailments and health issues. That purpose we assess the immune system function of any immunotoxicity caused by abdominal form. Safety pharmacological studies. The central nervous system effects, behavioral and neurological assessment, and cardiovascular effects and respiratory effects are comes under the safety pharmacological studies. These studies following good laboratory practice guidelines ensure drug safety before advancing to clinical trials. These are the in vivo. These are the guidelines used to assess the toxicity study through in vivo. Totally, the 4 guidelines are commonly used. They are WHO. WHO is helps to assess the healthcare and then other things and those dependent healthcare things through the toxicity study. And then the OIS guideline, also the environment and the health effect assess of the drugs. And then the ICH also used to assess the toxicity of any drugs. But the OECD one is the golden standard because it is used to assess the any chemicals have the potent effect on the human health and environment. That purpose the OECD is very, very important. The OECD guideline is totally the OECD guideline is further categorized with the 5 stages. One is the first one is the state, and another one is the biotic system assessment, and third and the fourth one is the toxicity studies, fifth one is another toxicity studies, and third one is the environmental toxicity assessment purpose. This purpose OECD guidelines are categorized in the 5 stages. So many guidelines in the OECD guidelines, but the toxicity purpose 401 to 493 guidelines are followed to assess the toxicity of any chemical entity. We adapt this guidelines to assess the toxicity of herbal-mineral formulations. As per OECD, the toxicity studies are acute toxicity study based on the guideline of 423, 420, and subacute toxicity study, OECD guidelines are 407, subchronic toxicity study, and chronic toxicity study as per OECD. These are the 4 studies important step by step. First, we have to do the acute and then the repeated and then subchronic and chronic for any type of systemic toxic effects caused by the drugs. Most of the drugs are taken by the oral route, you know, this is the oral formulation. That purpose to assess the systemic effect is very, very important. So we adapt these OECD guidelines to assess the toxicity of herbal-mineral formulations. The for a better understanding, now I explain through the one example, the toxic chendurum. These all the toxicity studies are done in this Panchapasana chendurum. This is one of the herbal-mineral formulation. It also contains 5 types of arsenic and then mercury and then other sulfur also with along with the herbal. So this is a better example to assess the toxicity of herbal-mineral formulations. So these are all the toxicity studies adapted up to 20 days repeated oral toxicity and then 90 days repeated oral toxicity studies. This is the drug profile. Totally, this drug contains the 14 ingredients, in which totally the 7 drugs comes under the metals and minerals, and then other 7 other herbal juices. These herbal juices are used to grinding purpose during the process of medicine preparation. Okay. So the red sulfide of mercury, arsenic disulfide, magnetic oxide of iron, arsenic trisulfide, sulfur, mercury subchloride, arsenic oxide, Agalipa indica, piper betyl, gaussium herbaceum, Eucosma axillar, and Asinus sanctum, Percularia damia, and Lipia nodiflora are used to prepare this medicine as per Gunapadam's value. This is the dosage. This one is very, very interesting. In the rices, so I choose the ponni rice, raw kuchi rice, and boiled rice, everything. So take and then mean assess the values of the value weight, and then comes under the average mean value. I take that. That one is the 17 milligram. Is the RCA. But so many doctors are practicing for commonly Panchapasana Chenduram is prescribed for the 65 milligram. But the 75 milligram, but I am doing the at the time I am assessed the toxicity purpose, so I am very conscious to choose the dose selection, because not only this one is the new one, already existing one. So assess the actual dose is very, very important. That purpose I calculated the mean average of parity of rices, and then comes under the conclusion the 70 milligram is the RCA. That one is the decrease, reduce the low amount level of nil. Okay. So the adjuvant mentioned in our text is the honey and ginger juice, and then indications. Panchapasana Chenduram is effective to treat various diseases, especially we are concentrating for the cancer and the fistula and ano. So I choose this drug to assess the toxicity study for maybe the drug to assess the potency of the drug against cancer. So this is the preparatory procedure. Before the preparations, the raw drugs are purified as per Siddha literature. But so many purification processes are mentioned in Siddha literature for these ingredients of Panchapasana Chenduram. I choose especially for the lemon juice, because most of the padanams are purified through the lemon juice. So that purpose I select the lemon juice for the padanam purification, and other purifications for convenient or easy to use, or which one is potent. For others experience I include in this, and then I choose the purification process of ingredients. All the raw drugs are authenticated, and then these are all the purification process method. Usually the sulfur is purified by the milk and or the white onion juice. But I select the Maridani Karkam, because one Vaidya said the Maridani Karkam is curd mixed with the Spudam process is very, very effective to treat diseases. If it is purified through this process, use the raw one for to treat the skin disease. That purpose I select this for purification. The step-by-step purification method, mentioning the preparation method of Panchapasana Chenduram. All the ingredients are after purified, they are grinded one by one of the juices from 7 to 14. Each juices grinded up to the 12 hours after that. For during the preparation process, each juices are required to 650 ml for continuously gradually the level of the juice adding on the different herbs. For after the four herbal juices, last 3 other 450 ml only required to. Again, I do any one of the choose any one of the juice. So I choose the Agalipa indica, and then going to again in this process for 3 times. After that, again product. So our Panchapasana Chenduram mentioned in the so many books and Siddha text in Gunapadam Siddha literature, they didn't mention the further preparation method, further how to prepare this medicine. But in the old text of one of the Siddha books I mentioned. If this medicine is not completely comes the final product, you have to add on any one of the above leaf juices and grind again go to the product. So that purpose I choose the Agalipa indica juice, and then going to the further for 3 times, then we get the final. This is the acute toxicity test method 423. Usually acute toxicity is a 4 type of methods we are used: dose dependent manner, and close toxic method, and then the single dosage method. Here use the classic method. In classic method is a 550, 300 and 2000 milligram is the first selective single dose to treat such the toxicity study. I choose the 2000 milligram. You have maybe you arise the question for you, why this is the hormonal formulation, so you got to go the 550 or 300 for your convenience. But this one is a new study for research, to complete research need to do. So that purpose I choose first the 2000 milligram, and then again if any toxicity happen, I reduce the dosage and then further. So that purpose I choose the 2000 milligram for the study. This is the 28 repeated dose based on the 28 acute toxicity study, and then the 28 is repeated, in which in single whenever you do the acute toxicity study, only the single single species of, that means the male or female, anyone you have to use the toxicity study. The female is more sensible than male, so you choose the Mr. Agnorad male, the female to do acute toxicity study. The repeated oral toxicity study, totally the 4 groups, each group contained the 10 for 5 per each phase. These, the dose 6, 12, 24, these doses are calculated based on the actual human effective dose of 17 milligram based on body conversion factor. So I choose the 3 different level of doses to do the toxicity studies. Wherever you do the toxicity in repeated oral toxicity studies, you select the dose in 3 different dose level based on the effect of the dose in the 2-fold, 4-fold and 8-fold. So the same way I followed here to choose the drugs in 6, 12, 20. This is the 90 days toxicity, oral toxicity study in which the 3, 6, 12, the results comes, the toxic effect or whatever the results observed in the 28 days repeated oral toxicity. I choose the doses, the 3, 6, 12 and then in satellite control also I include. So the satellite group also helps to assess the reverse of the toxicology, any toxic effect reflect in the biochemical or the chemical parameters. Maybe it reflect of the reverse after certain period of the meaning of the drugs. That purpose we adapted the satellite group to assess the reverse of the toxicity effects or any chemical changes or histological changes may be happening. So why satellite group is important to assess means so many of the herbomineral formulations we are giving for certain duration of period and then give the certain period of weaning of the drug. After that again you have to start to treat. That purpose to the satellite group is important to adapt our studies. And then these are all the ingredients used to prepare the medicine. This is the raw one. These are all the herbs. These are all the herbal ingredients. This is the purification process of medicine. This is the end product after purification of all the ingredients. And these are all the fine powder of the purified ones. And these are all the juices used for grinding purpose. And the last first because was the grinding with the calcium, and then the second one is the cost level. I have so many doubt in this area also. The cost level, how to the cost level will they make means that one is the diamond width or the shape. So I so first time I share only the cost level means 1 rupee coin. So okay, but I didn't concentrate in the width of the village. So the medicine is not comes in final product is not in good. So I search and then I make the conversation with others and then well-versed person to propose the medicine. That person or advised me the cost level means that is the thickness of the village. So the village is report the village then dried and then go to the preparation. So this is the betel leaves kept in the mud pot and then the village slightly below as per procedure and then the pudam. The pudam also the tea. தீபாக்கு நீங்க எரிக்கணும் தான் சொல்லிருந்தாங்க. So many drugs இல்ல என்ன சொன்னாங்கன்னா இதெல்லாம் ஹெர்போமினரல் ஃபார்ம் இருக்கு. ஸோ உங்களால இது தீபாக்கு நீங்க எரிக்கும்போது வரதுக்கு சான்ஸ் இல்லை. நீங்க நெல்லுமியா வச்சு விடுங்க. ஸோ நெற்புடமும் நான் வச்சு எடுத்தேன். ஸோ எரிச்சு எடுக்கும்போது வரல. ஆனா நான் ஒரு 4 முறை ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணதுல இந்த மெடிசன்ல லாஸ்டா அஸ்பர் என்ன புக்ல சொல்லியிருக்காங்களோ அதே மாதிரி தீபாக்கு நீங்க விறகுல எரிச்ச ஒவ்வொரு சாரும் ஒரு முறை எடுத்துட்டு அரைச்சப்பதான் அந்த 4வது முறை அந்த என் ப்ராடக்ட் எனக்கு கிடைச்சது. This is the final product. So அதுல என்ன சொல்லிருப்பாங்கன்னா மேல் சட்டியில் படிந்துள்ளதை எடுத்துக்கொள்ளுங்க அப்படின்னு தான் நம்மளோட புக்ல சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ அதே மாதிரி இந்த ப்ராசஸ் பண்றப்போ சப்ளிமேஷனா அது மேல என்ன ஆயிடுச்சு செந்தூரம் இருந்தது. தட் ஒன் இஸ் த 11th feature. The PPC sublimate on upper mud pot. That பார்க்கும்போது கம்ப்ளீட் ஒரு ப்ராப்பர் ஒரு செந்தூரம் அது எப்படி இருக்குமோ அதே மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். ஸோ ஆனா நம்ம புக்ஸ்ல நிறைய என்ன சொல்லியிருப்பாங்களோ அது கருப்பாவும் வரும் இல்லைன்னா வெண்மையா கூட இருக்கும். ஆனா நிறைய பேர் பிராக்டிஸ்ல யூஸ் பண்றது வந்து பிளாக் கலர்ல தான் இருக்கும். அப்ப நான் அதெல்லாம் வாங்கிதான் ஆக்சுவலி நான் பார்த்துட்டு தான் இல்ல இது செந்தூரம்னா இப்படிதான் இருக்கும். அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் இந்த ப்ராடக்ட் வந்து மார்க்கெட் அவைலபிளா வர ஆரம்பிச்சது. மார்க்கெட் அவைலபிள் அட் த டைம் ஆஃப் மை ஸ்டடி இன் 2022 I think there is no market available. After that I propose this medicine for market. This is the end product batch 1 and batch 2. These are the results after the acute oral toxicity study. The acute oral toxicity study after the single dose administration of the any drug, the 24 hours of the observation, after first 4 hours is half an hour comes and then up to the end of the day. Of the 24 hours of observation, what are the behavioral changes happen in the drug treated group as compared and then after 14 days further observed that animals any changes are in the internal organ changes also happen also recorded. The water intake and feed intake also. Whenever we do the animal studies, toxicity or any animal studies. The animals are adapted to the regulatory performa for 12 hours dark and 12 hours light cycle, and the humidity plus or minus 60 degrees Celsius and everything. Okay. So, based on the acute toxicity study, the PPC did not produce any death or signs of toxicity in rats. Body weight changes was normal, no pathological changes recorded. The LD50 value of P was Panchapasan Chandra was found to be greater than 2000 milligram because there is no one animal have to death at the time of acute tox study. So the 2000 up to the 2000 milligram dosage, there is no animal death occurred. These acute based on the global harmonized system, these drugs fall under category 5. Usually the herbal drugs are, we are thinking the herbal drugs are fall under category 5. But the herbal formulation also fall under category 5 for the proper purification and proper production of the medicine as per siddha. This is a repeated oral toxicity study, body weight of the steroid rats. There is no changes observed compared with the control group. In toxicity studies, you have to compare with the control group only. The weight of the organs are weight of the animals are gradually increased, but compared with the control, there is no changes. And one more thing, we have to think that writing the interpretation of any toxicological reports, you assess the normal biological values at the particular age of that animal. Also, you have to concentrate, and then the particular weight which the biological is. All the things you have to correlate, and then compare to the control group, and then with the. So that for that view, there is no toxicity changes observed during the weight assessment and the. This is the peak intake in steroid gradually rise. These are the biochemical parameters. So all the values are expressed in the mean. Then the mean is statistically evaluated by the ANOVA. Why we are choosing the ANOVA means the ANOVA is assessed to assess any differentiation between the groups, mean values of the groups. So that purpose you adapt the ANOVA to assess the toxicity, to assess the any impact or any pathological impact on the biological factors. That purpose the ANOVA study used in this study also in the mean value. கொஞ்சம் நடந்து எடுத்தா ஈஸியா இருக்கும் நான் நினைக்கிறேன். நிறைய பேருக்கு தூக்கம் வருது, ஆனா வீடியோ ரெக்கார்டிங் என்னால நடந்து கிளாஸ் எடுக்க முடியல. நீங்க கொஞ்சம் கூடவே பயணம் பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். These are all the hematological parameters in listed albino rats. There is no changes observed. The star value P greater than 0.01 and then 0.05. If the certain limit mentioned, the RBC and then the MCHC, the values of the P greater than 0.05 make some changes. But compared to the control group and then the duration of the age of the animal, all the values comes under the physiological limits. So the first comes under the non-toxic. Effects of Panchapasan Chanduram on absolute organ weight in Mr. albino rats. These are all the histological findings. Usually, we are assess the histopathology only the vital organs, that is the heart, lung, liver, kidney, stomach, or intestine, and then gonads. But this is one of the drug of choice to treat the cancer. That purpose I assess all the organs along with that sciatic nerve and then the bone, because so many anti-cancer drugs are in the bone toxicity. So that purpose bone marrow degeneration also happen, hair falling also happen. That purpose I assess all the organs to any histopathological structures. The first picture shows the control, and then the second one the high dose and low dose. So whenever you have to histopathological interpretation, histopathological interpretation, the AR and the veterinarians or other pathologists read the slides and then they give the results. But we have I keep on mind, I keep on mind this one is correct, maybe correct or not. So that purpose we have to assess how to read the cells very important. Okay. So whenever you read any cell lines, the cell line reading is nothing but you assess the structure of the cells, the outline of the cell. If the outline of the cell is any dearrangements in the outline, that is cause the cytotoxic effect of the cell. If the nucleus, if any one of the cells have only one nucleus, more than one nucleus, maybe the nuclear proliferation happens. That is the part. If inflammatory changes are showed in the cells, you know, vessels, the swelling also you have to see. So that purpose, there is no PowerPoint not able to access to this skin board. So I highlighted that the four pictures, heart, and then lung, and then here. Let's see. In liver, the third picture in liver, the center one is the white part, the white spot. That one is the central vein. If but the central vein white spot is not clearly shown through this slide. So there is no pathology observed, so there is no change. Need to clearly observe this, you have to search the net, how to read the cells, that one is very clearly mentioned, okay? So any cells, you have to concentrate on inflammatory changes or necrosis changes or cell proliferation or any necrosis means the cell outer cell coverage is not disturbed, not properly intact. That is disturbed and then swollen. That results indicate the necrosis of the cell. Okay. This is a sciatic nerve, skin, skeletal muscles, spinal cord, pancreas, stomach, duodenum, jejunum, ileum, kidney, eye, femur, testis, ovary. Results of there is no histopathological findings observed in the 28 days repeated oral toxicity study. Now move on to the 90 days toxicity study. For the procedure adapted for the 90 days toxicity study also, the end results denote no behavioral changes are observed at the end of the study, and the clinical signs in individual male and female rats are daily observed. There is no changes, there is no mortality and morbidity, and then there is no behavioral changes also observed. Biochemical parameters also normal, but the values are reflected in one or two more. I further search if any studies, the group of the animal is at 10. Okay, each sex is at 10 in the 90 days toxicity study. If the 20 animals used, the half of the animals reflect the pathology, that only biochemical parameters elevation, you can comes the conclusion of it is a toxic effect. If it is the only one animal, that is not a toxic. So we are when doing toxicity studies, you study all the animals' blood parameters and then all the animals or organs for to study to reveal the toxicity of any drugs. The satellite groups after the weaning of satellite groups also there is no changes, but the STPT, ALP, alpha gamma glutamate and Y levels are compared to the control group little bit increased in the satellite group. There is no drug administration at that time, but they are all called the physiological. This is the body weight changes, organ weight changes, and then feed intake, some blood parameters, hematological pathological results, all the organs also done in this 90 days study also. The conclusion, acute oral toxic study required the LD50 of is greater than 2000 milligram. So this drug is falls into the category 5, and then the 28 days repeated oral toxicity, low observed adverse effect level, and then no observed adverse effect level of 100% syndrome is 24 milligram and then 12 milligram. The 90 days repeated oral toxicity required to 12 milligram per kg is the no observed effect level was found to be 6 milligram per. Conclusion. So the acute and repeat oral toxic studies of siddha herbal formulation mixture and rats to reveal potential harmful effect, assessing toxicity level, identifying potential adverse drug reaction, and ensures. So we do the tox safety studies. They have to concentrate as per OECD guideline. Acute, subacute, repeated oral toxic studies are very, very necessary to assess that systemic toxicity of our drugs. Any questions? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable insights and deeper analysis on purification techniques and preclinical safety studies.
physiological and biochemical parameters, and then the histopathology of all the organs. Maybe the any changes இருக்கா இப்போ ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் ஆகுது at the end of the repeated oral talks அனிமல் ஏதாவது டாக்ஸிசிட்டி இருக்கு ஆனால் மோர் தென் 3 அனிமல்ஸ் 10 அனிமல்ஸ் மோர் தென் 5 அனிமல் இல்லை நம்மளால டாக்ஸிசிட்டியான கன்க்ளூஷன் கொண்டு வர முடியல ஸோ அந்த பர்பஸில் நம்ம அந்த சேட்டலைட்டில் பார்க்குறப்போ அந்த டாக்ஸிசிட்டி எதுவும் இல்லாமல் இருந்ததுன்னா மேபி த ரிவர்ஸ் ஆகிருக்குது அப்படின்ற பர்பஸை நம்ம அனலைஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம்ன்றாங்க சேட்டலைட் clear? Thank you.
Is there any other textual evidence that state non-ICRD is equal to something?
No, only the ICR so many books, only the Nelladai only mentioned in the siddha book. Nelladai is the 20 milligram. So I choose that and then I come to the average and then take. If it is the Sundai level in TKDL also, your drug dose determination is available in the TKDL. They have to arrive the conclusion Sundai level 75 milligram. I also done the one of the study, my funded project is the Rasakapura Puliga is the Sundai level. That time I also choose that more than 10 Sundai and then weight and then I came to the average weight. It's a 750. The same 750 also mentioned in the TKDL. So that evidence for me to choose like 17. Yeah, yes. For my study, I conclude 17 milligram. For any, I also use more than 5 varieties of prices and then take the average mean value. Whenever you come to the conclusion of any weight, you have to go to the average and then get the mean value. This is the average. You are adapting every in any situation. So I choose the 17. So if the rice, and then why I 17 comes in, now the market available rice only I choose. So nowadays the dose also the maybe produce the toxicity. என்ன சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா ஸோ நம்ம பாடி கண்டிஷன் மாறுது நம்ம எதை சொல்லியிருக்கோம் ஸோ நான் இப்போ என்ன அவைலபிள் டப்போ எடுத்துக்கோங்க 7 மில்லிகிராம் இதை நான் எப்படி ஃபேவர் ஆச்சு எனக்கு அப்படின்னு பார்க்குறப்போ நெல்லெடை அப்படிங்கிறது சித்தாவில் 20 மில்லிகிராம் தான் சொல்லியிருக்கோம் அப்போ அரிசி எடை எப்படி 20 மில்லிகிராம் அதிகமாக இருக்கும்ன்றது my percent. So I come to this conclusion for my perception. Maybe it was correct.
Is there any more doubts? Then
so then we get 65 milligram கொடுக்கிறது கூட இதில் ஒரு கன்க்ளூஷன் பண்ணலாம்னா last 12 milligram NOEL observe பண்ணது வந்து 4-fold of the actual dosing. So 65 அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து 17 அப்படிங்கிறது 4-fold இருக்கிறப்ப more or less அதோட கம்பேர் ஆகும். ஸோ அதை சரியாக முடிச்சு அந்த மெடிசனை கரெக்டாக யூஸ் பண்ணால் 65 வரைக்கும் கூட கொடுக்கலாம். பட் அந்த கன்க்ளூஷனை என்னோட ஸ்டடியில் நான் ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் பண்ண முடியாது அந்த பார்வையில் பார்த்தேன். ஸோ அதனால
kindly invite Dr. Narayan to present monitor and secretary to Dr. Manjanath.
மேம் எங்க பாருங்க
This is the time to convey my thanks to our HOD, give the opportunity for me to elaborate and share my views. Without your presentation, I cannot be able to express my views here. I
தேங்க்யூ மேடம், தேங்க்யூ. ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. அடுத்து செவிக்கு உணவு இல்லாத போது சிறிது வயிற்றுக்கு விற்கப்படும் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி உணவு ரெடியா இருக்குது. உணவு 1 மணிக்கே வந்துருச்சு. நம்ம ப்ரோக்ராம் நம்ம லேட்டா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணதுனால தகவல் லேட் ஆயிடுச்சு இல்லையா, வந்துருச்சு. நம்ம வந்து ஏதாவது சாப்பிட்ட பிறகு எவ்வளவு நேரம் நம்ம எடுத்துக்கலாம்? ஒரு 1 ஹவர் எடுத்துக்கலாமா? 1 ஹவர் முடிச்சுட்டு ஒன்றும் இல்லை, 1 ஹவர் முடிச்சுட்டு இந்த நான் அக்கௌண்ட் செக்ஷன்ல இருந்து வர சொல்றேன். டிஏடிஏ ஃபார்ம் எப்படி ஃபில்அப் பண்றது, என்னென்ன டாக்குமெண்ட் வேணும், ஏன்னா அவங்க தான் நமக்கு ரொம்ப முக்கியம். அதை கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றதுக்கு ஒரு 1/2 hour டைம் கேட்டாங்க. நம்ம ஒரு இப்போ டைம் என்ன 2 o'clock இருக்கா, நம்ம வந்து ஒரு 2:45 மீட் பண்ணலாமா? 2:45 மீட் பண்ணிட்டா அதுல இருந்து ஒரு 1/2 hour எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா அதுக்குள்ள சிவராமன் சார் வந்து ஒரு ஆக்சுவலா இன்னைக்கு கால செக்ஷன் சிவராமன் சார் அவருக்கு பிளானிங் கமிஷன் அந்த சிஎம்மோட மீட்டிங் அப்படின்றதுனால அவரு செஷன் அங்க மீட்டிங் முடிச்சுட்டு இங்க வந்துடுறேன் இருக்காங்க. இதுக்கிட்ட நம்ம சாப்பிடுவோம், சாப்பிட்டு முடிச்சுட்டு 2:45 நம்ம சாப்பிடலாம். தேங்க்யூ, தேங்க்யூ.
It's time for the lunch. Enjoy the meal. We will reconvene shortly after the lunch for our lunch. Thank you.
நமக்கு இது வரைக்கும் இந்த எல்லா கண்டென்ட்டும் யூடியூப்லயும் இருக்குது. உங்களுக்கு லிங்க் நம்ம குரூப்லயும் ஷேர் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், எப்பனாலும் பார்த்துக்கலாம். இப்பயே எல்லாத்துக்கும் அனுப்பிடாதீங்க, நீங்க முடிச்சுட்டு படிப்படி அதுக்கப்புறம் அனுப்புங்க.
Thank you.